Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about all the books that I have reread and plan on rereading again. So, let's get into it. Okay, the first book is Binding 13, but also Keeping 13. I've read this book at least 3 times now, and I plan on rereading it again because I just love Johnny and Shannon, and the emotions I felt with this book is ridiculous. Like, I actually cried for this book, and I don't cry very often when I read. So this was really moving. If you plan on reading it, I suggest you do it. I'm currently reading Joey's book right now. I'm halfway through Saving 6, so we'll see how that goes because I also love Joey. Next book for all my Acotar fans, A Court of Mist and Fury. I love this book. I know his name is Reason, but I say Ryzen because it just sounds better in my head. But I love the romance in this book and the fairy tale. I love Valaris. I'm seriously contemplating a tattoo for this though, but no, I love this story. I reread this book at least twice now, and I only reread the first 3 books, not really the first book, but the second and third book they really have my heart with this one. The next book, The Right Move by Liz Tomforde. I love her entire series. Like, I honestly didn't really like Mile High as much as I thought I would, but it was still a good book, and Play Along is really good too. But this one, I've only read this book twice, but I plan on rereading it again, maybe over Christmas break. Ryan Shea, The Man That You Are. Like, I don't know, he just embodies everything that you could want in a book boyfriend, and I feel like I really connected with the main character for this, the main female character in this. And if you like a good basketball romance, this book right here. The next one, the Cruel Prince series. I read this series actually, I think 2 years ago, and I've reread them at least 3 times now. Honestly, a lot of people don't like this series because they go into it thinking it's a romance series, and it's not. It's more political than it is romance, I feel like. The romance is, love it, like, Carden, love him, but it is more about the not war, but like the fight between who's going to be king kind of vibe. It's more of a political perspective, and I feel like that's why people don't like it. The romance is a subplot, so keep that in mind when you want to go dive into this fantasy land. But I love this series. I suggest you go read it. Next one, Fourth Wing. I know, again, another controversial one, but I've read this book twice, and I'm planning on rereading it a 3rd time because Onyx Storm comes out next month, and I haven't read this book in a year now, so I need to refresh my memory. And honestly, I love Xaden. I'm not gonna lie, the second book wasn't really a fan because I felt like they kind of just went around in circles, but this one, it got me back into fantasy again. I loved the fantasy plot of this. It was just like, the dragons were my favorite part of this whole series, honestly. Like, I love Xaden, but it was more the dragons. I stayed for the dragons. Just to bring it back to my roots, the Selection series. I love the series. Like, Max and Shreve was probably, besides Percy Jackson, he was my first book boyfriend, and I miss him. I've like this book, you can like see how much that I've like reread this series. I love this series. This series lives in my head rent free, and you know, if you love a good YA, it is what do you call it, a love triangle, but I promise I love this book. And again, back to my roots, Clockwork Angel, Cassandra Clare. This is like these, so you know I read it so long ago because I used to use like the big sticky notes. I've read this series maybe like 12 times. I'm not even joking. I love Will Herondale and the whole Infernal Device series, plus the Shadowhunt, the Mortal Instrument series, like, and the TV show. I really loved the Infernal Devices, though. This is kind of, if you like Shadowhunters, it's before Shadowhunters, so it's like the ancestors of Jason Clary kind of thing. But no, like, this book, this is the only love triangle book that I will allow to happen and be okay with it. Other than that, I hate a love triangle. Don't give it to me. But this one, yeah, it did something to me, and I still think about it to this day. If you want to feel something, read it. I could literally talk about books all day, but I feel like that's enough for now to give you some of the books that I've reread recently. If you have any suggestions of books that I should read next or to add to my TBR, please let me know in the comments. I love talking about books with you guys. Follow my TikTok too, because I love posting about books that I've read there, but I feel like I want to move to YouTube and do longer videos to talk more in depth than a 30-second TikTok video. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!